Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. In a new partnership, we enter knowing our parameters of what we'd like to have. We have our deal breakers, we have our preferences. And oftentimes in meeting a new partner as the relationship's developing, we come to an impasse. And the question is it a real deal breaker or is it the perfect excuse for an exit? Let me explain. So a lot of my girlfriends seem to be at the age that they are running into guys that are divorced with 3 kids and a hostile relationship with their ex-wife. Now, that's not desirable. However, no matter what parameters we put down for ourselves, if we find a person that is so incredible and so engaging and meets our needs on every other level, it's amazing the red flags that we will blow through because we want them. And they're worth it. What about the woman you claimed you'd never ever date a girl who's married to her work? And then you meet a gal who 3 weeks out of every month she's on the road. But she's got so much going for her in every other capacity that you find being with her is worth it. We have our deal breakers. We have our things that we try to avoid, things we don't want. But even couples have found their way through infidelity and betrayals and pains and hurts and issues because there was enough going on in that relationship that they said, this is worth a shot. It is worth going forward because of all the other things I get in this partner. And conversely, on the other hand, we sometimes find this minor infraction that we create as a deal breaker, and it's really just a brilliant exit strategy. So I have a girlfriend that a number of years ago met this guy. She was on vacation, and they had a great time together. Both of their families were present, so they met each other's families, spent a lot of time together. He was completely into her, like that's the one. And for a New York City girl who'd been through the revolving door of dating, this was really kind of a novel thing. Wow, a guy that really knows I'm it. So she was really very excited about this guy. So he comes to New York, takes her out to this beautiful restaurant, and about halfway through the meal, proceeds to pick up the plate and lick it. She said she was mortified. Now, just to qualified. This gal is not uptight. She's not judging what is correct by what other people think. It hit her as a complete, this guy's off my list. But the reason it really happened was, no, it wasn't a deal breaker because he licked a plate. It was impolite. She was kind of shocked by it. What had actually happened is her internal accountant had been silently racking up the pros and cons of this guy and had come to the conclusion that although he's available and he's interested, there isn't enough here really substantial that excites you, motivates you, and incentivizes you to stay in this relationship. So that infraction of social politeness was the thing that made her flip the other direction. And of course, she stated her, I don't think this is going to work out for us. But oftentimes, you will find yourself at either end of this decision. Something comes up for you, fairly innocuous, or it could be a bit of an issue. But what it does is it tells you, I'm not into that person. And it can be the converse situation, that you find a person telling you, I can't be with somebody who's 5 minutes late. Or it can sound like a not even plausible excuse, but they're bringing it to the table. So there's a marked difference between something really being a deal breaker. There's a difference between somebody that we care so much for that we're willing to work it out and go through it. And then there is our internal accountant who has been silently behind the scenes racking up how you really do feel about this partner that you're seeing. And that accountant will suddenly pop up with the sum total of, we think this is a no. I hope this clarifies it for you. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. If you prefer listening to podcasts, please tune into the Susan Winter Show. And if you have a question for me, you want to see a certain video, write me. Be very clear about your question and the context, and I'll do my best to put it on camera for you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.